Hello, I'm Simon Whistler, you're watching TopTenzNet, and in the video today, we're looking at the top 10 modern addictions. Celebrities and addiction continue to be the media's favourite cocktail. But it's not the Courtney loves and Nicole Richies that excite them anymore. Alcoholics and drug addicts do get coverage on the inside pages and the last sections of news bulletins, but the headlines have now been grabbed by other modern addictions. Interventions targeted towards other forms of behavioural addiction are just as essential as the drug addiction interventions being done to help people who are hooked on drugs. Don't we all want updates on Tiger Woods' sex addiction, Lindsay Lohan's shopping sprees, and Donatella Versace's want to look like an alien addiction? But it's not just the celebrities bringing these addictions to the headlines. Are you a victim to any of the 10 we're looking at in today's video?
Number 10. Workaholism or work addiction. Workaholics often earn respect in the modern commercial world, where every second is your chance to earn more. But this excessive commitment to labor draws every bit of energy from the addict. The lines between hard work and workaholism begin to blur. Workaholics, like other addicts, get a reality jolt only when something critical happens to their health and relationships. In Japan, they have a word for that fatal blow. It's called karoshi, or death by overwork. The phenomenon created a stir in the 1980s when a few Japanese executives died without any history of illness. Workaholics Anonymous, a self-help group, provides a 12-step treatment plan for workaholics. Number 9. Love addiction. There is only one slight difference between a love addict and a jilted lover. The love addict will never let it go, affecting his health and relationships until he falls in love again, and that might take a long time. A recent CNN report quoted Psychology Today explaining how infatuation can produce a rise in phenylethylamine, a neurological chemical that gives euphoria when someone falls in love. The report also featured the study done by anthropologist Helen Fisher, who found that people who are infatuated share symptoms with cocaine abusers, like sleeplessness and loss of sense of time. The addiction has fueled the growth of self-help groups and therapists trained in love addiction. Currently, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous offers a 12-step program for recovery. Number 8. Television addiction. Today, an average American watches his TV set for more than 4 hours a day. This means that by the age of 65, this sad old man would have spent 9 years of his life glued to the idiot box. TV addicts share many clinical abuse symptoms like helplessness in putting an end to the addiction, using television to soothe nerves, and irritability when forced to discontinue the habit. Number 7. Teeth whitening addiction. They have been called bleaching junkies, and they have made teeth whitening the top requested cosmetic dental procedure in the US. Stats from the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. There has been a 300% growth in the number of people who get hooked on teeth whitening products and treatments. The consequences aren't as horrible as in other addictions. Excessive teeth sensitivity, bleeding gums, and transparent teeth are common complaints at dentists' clinics. The treatment involves making the patients more confident about their appearance and smile. Number 6. Exercise addiction. A compulsive excessive exerciser seems like a creature from another planet to those of us who need an earthquake to move us off our couches. However, this species does exist and is as human as the rest of us. The only difference is that an earthquake would find it difficult to dislodge these addicts from their treadmills. Exercise addiction statistics are hard to find because it usually coexists with other eating disorders. Like other addicts, the treadmill abusers sacrifice their health and social life for their addiction. A study published by Behavioral Neuroscience in August 2009 found similarities between excessive running and drug-abusing behavior. Number 5. Oniomania, shopping addiction. If you type Lindsay Lohan shopping into Google image search, you will be flooded by over 1.3 million results. A popular tabloid even claimed that Lohan has turned to a hypnotist to cure her shopping addiction. It's not just celebrities who are afflicted by this addiction. We don't have to look far to find Oniomaniacs or compulsive shoppers in almost every neighborhood and family. Compulsive shopping can often lead to hoarding and requires help through hoarding treatment centers. According to a 2006 study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry, compulsive buying affects more than 1 in 20 American adults. This impulse to buy beyond need or means has been linked to depression and has led many shopaholics to the brink of bankruptcy. Number 4. Tanorexia, or tanning addiction. The medical community is concerned about tanning and advises against the use of tanning beds. The International Agency for Research on Cancer has raised their warning of tanning beds from probably carcinogenic to humans to carcinogenic to humans. That's from livescience.com. Yet tanorexia or tanning addiction continues to be a problem, especially among women. Addicts might feel that they are just getting a healthy glow, but a 2006 study at Wake Forest University found that the UV rays of tanning beds produce feel-good endorphins in the body. So a disruption in tanning schedules triggers withdrawal symptoms like in the cases of alcohol or drug abuse. Number 3. Sex addiction. The craving for sexual gratification is as old as human history, but modern dysfunctional families are often blamed for turning a human urge into sexually compulsive behavior, and some feel that easy internet access has only added to the woes. The American Psychological Association does not put sex addiction under a disorder that can be diagnosed, but growing numbers of self-help groups and sex recovery centers like Sexual Compulsive Anonymous and Sex Addicts Anonymous show a problem that is present and does need medical attention. Number 2. Internet addiction. If you have been online for hours at a stretch, browsing through the net aimlessly, and do not want to shut down your PC, it's probably okay for now. But if this happens to be your daily routine, a disruption to which leaves you irritable, you might be suffering from internet addiction disorder, also known as IA. Psychiatrists world over are acknowledging the mood-altering effects of online pornography, gambling, gaming, networking, blogging, etc. In some countries, internet addiction has become a serious social problem. A South Korean government survey in 2007 found that 30% of its citizens under 18 were in danger of becoming internet addicts. In the US, a residential treatment center opened its doors for internet addicts in 2009. Located near Seattle, Washington, it is called Restart and offers a 45-day program for recovery. Number 1. Plastic surgery addiction. When God gives you lemons, make lemonade. This is past tense. Now, when God gives you lemons, you can turn them into anything of any dimension. Negative body images driving hordes of people under the surgical knife. A little nip, a bit of a tuck, some enlargement, and a whole lot of alignment. People are doing everything and paying anything to get closer to perfection. In 2006, the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons warned its members about patients with a body dysmorphic disorder or imagined ugly syndrome. Aesthetic surgery is an unending journey for those addicts because they are never happy with the results. The organization reported an alarming study that found 40% of Botox users admitting to being lured by the attraction of continued treatment.
So I really hope you enjoyed that video about modern addictions. If you did, please give us a like below. It really helps out. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen now or below the video. If you haven't subscribed already, we put out brand new videos every day that are just like this. And over on the right are a couple of examples of our videos. So be sure to check those out. I know if you're on a mobile device, you can't click anything on the screen now, so there will be links in the description below. And thank you for watching.